Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times. Welcome to my channel, welcome to Relaxing with Yukitsu, as you can see from our little billboard here, playing Smooth Operator. The reason that I'm playing this game is that I spent a long freaking time recently, just today, like 4 or 5 hours, trying to get together a friggin' League of Legends video. And for those of you who don't know, there's no like specific pre-recording thing that I can use, that I'm using for League of Legends. I'm playing the games and recording them live, that's how I sort of do those. And, like, if the video quality doesn't turn out the way I want it to, I can't just do anything about it. It just literally is, that's the video. It comes out and that's the way it is now. And there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So, like, literally, I played, like, 4 or 5 matches and tried to record them all, and the recording didn't come out the way I wanted to. There's this huge sort of problem with, like, frames and stuttering. It's really awkward. I'm not sure what's causing it. League of Legends has always been a game that's really sort of been difficult for me to record for some reason. So it's something that I just haven't recorded as much of as compared to like how much I play of it, because I actually play quite a bit of it, but like, yeah, so we're playing this because I just want to relax and play something very simple. Now, this game, they mentioned, was inspired heavily by Sim Tower, which was a game that came out where you built an office tower, or it could have been a hotel tower or whatever other type of tower you happen to think would be fun to have, I guess. But basically, you just sort of make it as high as you could with all the sort of SimCity style, like zoning different floors and rooms and stuff like that, and try to make everybody as happy as possible. In that game, I always had difficulty with the elevators. This game is no exception. And you'll see later that that is just the case for me. But Sim Tower is particularly hilarious because like I just have absolutely no ability whatsoever to manage friggin' elevators. What ends up happening is I get so angry at everybody in my tower in Sim Tower is that I will eventually just wait until I've lured enough people to the top floors of my tower, and then I delete the elevators and all the stairs. So they just get to rot there. That's like what happens, and they'll eventually die of unhappiness or something. This game doesn't quite get that bad because I don't think it actually lets me delete the elevator if I've only got one elevator and there are people upstairs. That's just my feeling. I'm pretty sure I have to build another elevator before they let me delete this one, but as you can see, it's sort of the same premise. You just sort of build rooms in this sort of office space, and people fill it up and they do all these derpy things that you do in an office, or whatever it is you do in an office. I don't really know what you do in a call center. I've never been in a call center. I don't even call call centers. I hate talking to them. But, so if you work in a call center, stop phoning me. Seriously. Oh god. I get so many phone calls from telemarketers, it's not a good thing. Anyway, this game sort of breaks up the call center people into different types: inbound calls, outbound calls, and people who type emails for some reason. But, yeah, those people all sort of do these different things here: IB, OB, and BO. The BO guys are obviously very, very smelly individuals, so they're the ones that I don't want to hire right now, and no one wants them, so that bar is empty right now, so don't have to worry about them just yet. But anyway, our goal is to try and clear away as much of these bars as is possible, and if we get into the green here, we get a little bit of a bonus, but you don't need to go all the way to the end to get the bonuses. And if you actually do finish up, I find it's actually a little bit bad, because that means that you've got a whole bunch of employees who aren't working. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go into buildings again here. I'm going to build another floor for operations. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us an opportunity to fill it with some of those smelly BO guys, since that's what we need now. And we're fast forwarding to the next day as well. That's fine. And we need some of these BO agents here. And they will do this sort of typing at their computer nonsense. Alright, so we will get 4 of them, and they will clear out their entire thing here. In fact, 4 of them is probably too many, but it's better than too few in a certain respect, I guess. I don't really... that's probably not actually true. You probably want to get just slightly under too many. I might have to fire one of these bastards. No, because it ramps up, so I don't know. Now, the elevator is going to be a real mess right now, so this is going to be fun. We're also going to have to get our service guys pretty soon, who are going to be sitting right here. That's why I left a space there. And they'll be janitors and stuff like that, and they'll basically just help out. Oh wow, these guys are really unhappy. Yeah, some of these guys are just really crushingly depressed by the job. They were going to throw themselves off the building, but it's only 2 stories where they are, so they would just sort of fall to the ground with a thud and be really unhappy when they landed, but they wouldn't be dead. They would just be like, oh, I just made it worse. But yeah, no, that's pretty much their lives. I don't know what I've done to make them so crushingly depressed, but they haven't actually thrown themselves off the building yet, so I'm assuming that we're doing okay. That's basically my metric for these sorts of things. If my citizens aren't, like, committing suicide, I figure that we're doing okay. Like, we don't have to do better than that. That's all we need. That's sort of the metric that I go by, and I stick by it. I think anytime that your people are not killing themselves, you're doing a good job. Or rather, a good enough job. Okay, so we've got the opportunity now to get some janitors, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to go outright and get 4 of them right away. And they'll be able to clean up this entire office space pretty efficiently, I think. Now, the weird thing about this office space is that our office has 0 bathrooms and like 0 sort of facilities for people who need to like eat or take a break or do anything that you would normally see people in an office building do. So people are literally going home to pee. Which means that they're leaving the office building, going all the way home, and then going pee. So it's not the most efficient of setups, but it is the sort of setup that we got going here. So we're going to need a bathroom or a toilet or something pretty much pronto for these guys so that they're not going all the way home every time they need to take a leak. Because, I mean, the alternative is that maybe they're just going around the other side of the building and peeing on the building, which would also be bad. So you can see here that our like janitors are actually not working enough, so like we did hire a few too many janitors, but not that much. So, and now they're sitting in the office messing up their office space and just cleaning up after that. So it's good for them that they can clean up after themselves. Okay, I can now hire IT techs. That's good. Basically, everyone's computer in this place is loaded with a small amount of C4. Whenever they start to get too uppity or like someone yells at them too hard, there's an audio sensor in their computer, and it causes the computer to detonate in this little puff of smoke. And it's not like a lot of C4. It's not like that computer from Live Free or Die Hard. It's just a small amount of C4 explosive, and it's sound sensitive, so the trigger goes off as soon as someone yells at them too hard. And when it yells at them too hard, their computer explodes. It's a good way to like stop these guys from getting yelled at too long, because then they can tell the customer, "Oh no, I didn't hang up on you. My computer exploded." And if they ever come down to the call center, they'll see a whole ton of exploded computers. So it's a good way for us to sort of shirk our duties a little bit. The problem with it, though, is that we will need some guys in IT who are capable of fixing their computers after that. So you end up with a situation that's not necessarily that ideal, but sometimes it's better than nothing. Okay, so we're just about at that point in time where we can afford washrooms, which is going to be important for us. Need $2,500 for a restroom, which is quite an expensive bathroom, but it's definitely worth it. So let's go ahead and hit sanitary, and we'll go ahead and just build it right over here. And eventually we're probably going to want a toilet on like every floor, because it stops people from using the elevator when they have to pee, which is, I think, a big, time saver as far as elevator time goes. And as you can see, already our elevator is getting a little bit jammed up, which is cutting into our time doing other more important things like making phone calls and telling the customer to fuck themselves. But, things have to get done the way they have to get done. You can see people are also getting angry about being in there. I don't like the fact that the janitors have to go to their office before they can start cleaning. Like, take the broom home with you. Leave it somewhere else. I don't know. Just don't go to your office to pick up your friggin' broom here. Your magic broom that cleans up everything, doing whatever the hell it is they're doing down there. Alright, so we're continuing on. We're going to need another office space, so we're going to just pop it up there. We're also, unfortunately, though, going to need another service room, and that's going to have to get our ITs, because our computers are going to start exploding pretty soon. That's sort of why they give you access to them, give you those guys a little bit ahead of time so that you'll have plenty of time to stop the computer exploding problem from getting out of hand. Because if you end up in a situation where all the terminals have exploded, you're screwed. Like, your place will not be able to make any money if you don't have any ITs by the time that your computers start exploding, and they just all start exploding. You're just fucked. All right, you scrub those floors, guys. Scrub them. It's like it's this time in the morning for me in real life. It's just awful. But, you know, it happens sometimes. Okay, we're just about at that point in time where we'll be able to make... I don't think these guys are actually doing anything on their computers. I think they're literally just mashing on their keyboards and hoping for the best. It's like the spray and pray of typing, I think, if you ever know machine gun talk. You know, they're just sort of hitting buttons and hoping that, you know, they're a little bit better than the monkeys at the keyboard. And that instead of trying to write Hamlet, they're trying to write some sort of answer for the problem that the people are having on the other end of the line. And they probably aren't. That's probably not what they're answering at all. They're probably just saying, but, you know, maybe the person on the other line's Chthonian of some sort, and that might mean something to him. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's very early. I've got coffee here, but it's not enough. I'm actually a real bad caffeineaholic, and I have not had an entire 4-pack of Red Bull today. And that might sound like, you know, a normal day for everyone else, but like I have a 4-pack of Red Bull most days, a pot of coffee, and then like a couple shots of espresso, because I'm a hardcore caffeine addict. Like I think you just don't understand. It's like just really, really bad. Anyway, we're gonna drop ourselves down 2 more IBs and 2 more OBs. And that should help us clear out sort of the rest more of the backlog. We might be able to get down to the profitability line before the day ends, and then tomorrow we'll have to go for the, what's it called? Oh yeah, the OB is going to be fine, it looks like. But we won't probably be able to take care of the IT problem. Oh shit, it's starting! I could be very well fucked, depending on how many more computers explode over the next few days. So, okay, we need to make like $2,000 before tomorrow gets really underway, because we need to hire those IT guys like sharpish. Fortunately, we will get the $300 bonus for having survived the day and gotten our orders through. So that is a good thing. We did our 300 bonus, so that's going to help us a little bit. Gets us a little bit out of the hole. Ooh, we got awarded $1,000 for surviving, or for making enough money back. Okay. That means we're only a little bit in the hole, so we should be able to get IT up and running shortly into the day. You want them fairly close by all of these offices. That's sort of why I've got this column just above the Relaxing with Yuki signboard over here. It's sort of a central location, so when I've got problems in the offices over here and on the stuff that I end up putting over here, they'll be able to fix it all relatively quickly, so that should be perfectly fine for us. Okay. Scrub harder, you bastards. We've only got a few hours left. They work until about 7, janitors, by default. You can actually change their hours, but I don't recommend it. And it looks like they've basically got the place mostly clean. Yeah, trash is like 7%. That's not too bad, though, so... They're scrubbing their own room a little bit. As you can see, also the rooms deteriorate, like the buildings. They just sort of start breaking down, so... Okay, so our guys are going to start working just a little bit. We're going to have buildings and service queued up. We want to be able to build this service building as soon as we possibly can. Oh, there goes another computer. We're in trouble. We're in trouble, guys. We got like a problem of exploding computer retitis. It's going to be bad. And for some reason, like, employees get super frustrated when their computer explodes. Because A, they were getting yelled at by somebody to the point where their computer exploded. And B, like... They're literally just sort of sitting there and they can't surf the internet, which is sort of like, I guess what they were probably doing instead of working? Yeah. We've got so many exploding computers. Okay, so an IT staff is going to cost us $600. All the computers are just exploding now. They really need to stop putting... And they fix it by kicking it as well, of course. Like, of course that's how they fix it. But, like... Just look at how many computers explode in a day. That's, like, ludicrous. This is the worst place to work if you happen to be using a computer or anything like that. Look how... just... fuck. Fortunately, though, they've managed to get those under control to a certain degree, but, like, still, this is brutal. And this one still isn't even fixed. So we're not going to be able to finish IB because that was all of our IB computers exploding today. Inbound computers. I don't really even know why they need the computers necessarily. They could probably get by with the phone, but maybe not. Alright. Well, that sucked, but we'll only lose 100, so we'll gain 100 in total since, 300 minus 100 minus... Well, actually, we won't get that bonus size. Yeah, so we'll get 100. 200 in bonus, and then a little bit less, so... We should have enough guys, though, for our IT needs for a little while now. So we probably don't need to get another one of those guys for a little bit. And these guys are just scrubbing away. Now, one of the things that would probably actually help here is moving this guy. Move worker. Let's move him up there. And we'll move this guy down to where that other one was. And by doing that, we've got an IT guy in each floor, so they're going to be able to sort of respond to things on their own floor a little bit faster than they were doing beforehand. I like how they just always leave a little tiny bit of trash in this one guy's room. Assholes. Anyway, we're at day 6 already. That's pretty fast. Operational coaches, I don't really care. Already, problems with the elevator. But that's fine. Okay, let's see if we can have a slightly better day today. We got our IT guy in. He's going to kick this computer to death. Yeah, see, so this guy reacted, like, immediately because he was at his desk. The thing exploded on the floor he was on, so he managed to get up and running, like, really, really quickly. So, that worked out fine for us. Worked out better than the alternative. And just look how many friggin' computers explode in this place. It's brutal. Next up, we're going to get a place where our employees can go for lunch. That's going to stop our employees from walking all the way home to get their food. This is ridiculous. It's because they kick the computers, I swear. That's like exactly why this is happening. Okay, I need to actually check. Can I get a handyman yet? No, I can't. Okay. So we have got just about enough money. I think there's actually a timer for how much hours each computer can have worked on it before it inevitably explodes, which I think is better than if it just sort of randomly exploded, because they would just immediately randomly explode. That's how the game would work. It would be just ridiculous. But that does mean that you'd end up with, like, you always end up with these huge waves of computers exploding all at once. Okay, so shop menu, buildings, and food. And we're going to put the food kiosk up here. And there we go. Alright, so we got an achievement there, we got a little bit of money for doing that. And all of our outbound call guys finished early today, but that's fine because not very much early. Alright, so we do want to upgrade our elevators pretty soon, but to upgrade our elevators we need to get an office space, by which I mean like offices for employees that are sort of more bureaucratic in nature. And that costs 3,000, so we're going to have to wait another day. We also really need that handyman, but I don't remember what I needed to get the handyman. I think I needed to make the building one bigger. Maybe the office will kick us over the edge. Okay, so these guys all going for food, and instead of going out, they're going to go to this little kiosk here, and that's going to save us a little bit of time. It also makes employees a little bit happier if they can go to the kiosk instead of having to go out for lunch at, like, Arby's or whatever. Because I don't think I've ever met anybody who's been, like, happy or inspired by going to Arby's. No offense to Arby's, it's just, like, it's not a place that I've ever seen happy people. Myself included, every time I go there I just feel a little bit sad. They're just... Oh crap, what the hell?